Kern Government Television. Welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting. Originating from the County Administrative Center, located at 1115 Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield, California. Grounded in ideas, energy, and innovation, Kern County's vision is to be a driving force for the world's fifth largest economy. And our mission is to exceed expectations of the communities we serve, changing the way they feel about government, those who manage it, and the services it provides. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors. Today is Tuesday, February 13th. This is our 9 a.m. session. Board to reconvene. The first item is roll call.
Supervisor Peters.
Here.
Supervisor Scribner.
Here.
Supervisor Flores.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here.
Next item is the salute to the flag. It'll be led this morning by Supervisor Zach Scribner. And please remain standing at the conclusion of that for a moment of prayer, silence, or meditation. And if you're one who prays, would you please keep in your thoughts and prayers the family of Steve Schilling, who we lost over the weekend. Thank you.
Recap. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item is our pet of the week. Nick Cullen is our Director of Animal Services, and he is on his way out. Yeah, she's a cutie. Is this working? Yes.
Good morning.
This is not, this one's not going to last long, so tell us about her.
Good morning, Chairman Couch, members of the board. I brought with me Maddie. Maddie is about a 2-month-old. Boy, that picture doesn't do her justice. She's about a 2-month-old mixed breed. She's probably going to be a medium-sized dog, about 40 pounds or so. She's only 2 months old. She's available for adoption today, this morning, at the Kern County Animal Shelter at 10 a.m. We're pretty sure she's probably going to have more than one person interested in adopting her. So hurry up down if you're interested in adopting her.
She's a cutie. She's not going to last long, so thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Bet. Thank you. The next item is the consent agenda. All items listed with a CA or C above the item number considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. We can vote on those all in one motion. The CA, represents this consent agenda for the Board of Supervisors. The C represents the consent agenda for the Kern Sanitation Authority, the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District, or the IHSS Public Authority. Any board member can pull an item for separate consideration, but the public can request that, or you can make a comment about any item on the consent agenda at this point in time. Is there anyone here that would like to make, do we have any corrections to the consent agenda?
Not this morning.
That's this afternoon, okay. Is there anyone here who would like to make a comment? Excuse me, before you do that, you need to know what they are. Starting on page 2, items 1 and 2, this is what the consent agenda consists of. Items 4 and 5, and item 9. On page 3, all the items 10 through 16. On page 4, all the items 17 through 21. Anyone here would like to make a comment on any item on the consent agenda? Now is the time. Seeing none, I'll return it to the board.
Motion on consent.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
That takes us back to page 2, item 3, which is to proclaim February 2024 as Grand Jury Awareness Month in Kern County, and this presentation will be made by Supervisor Scribner.
Thank you, Chairman Couch. Motion to approve.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Yeah, come on,
Come on,
just come
it's
back
right
and
here.
just kind of be in the,
Group around.
back us up here. Back us up. All right,
My
good crowd.
smiling faces today.
All right, good group today.
Yes. Come on, folks.
All right.
Everybody.
All right, we have quite a group here. This is great. And I'll be presenting to Melissa Brown. She's the foreperson of the grand jury this year. So every year in each of California's 58 counties, a panel of citizens take an oath to voluntarily serve a term of 1 year as a grand juror. Grand juries are empaneled to act as an arm of the court in order to be a voice of the people and the conscience of the community. The grand jury's fact-finding efforts result in reports that contain specific findings aimed at identifying concerns and offering recommendations to improve government operations. The grand jury seeks representation from all segments and areas of the county to serve as grand jurors. During the month of February, activities are planned to promote the grand jury and recruit new representatives. Also, during the month of February, grand jurors past and present will be recognized for their efforts in serving Kern County on the grand jury. And so therefore, it's my pleasure on behalf of the Board of Supervisors to present this proclamation to Melissa Brown, the foreperson of the grand jury. The Board of Supervisors of the County of Kern, State of California, has officially proclaimed February 2024 as Grand Jury Awareness Month in Kern County, and this recognition has been entered in the official minutes and signed by our Honorable Chairman, David Couch. So I'll present that to you, and thank you for all the work that all of you do.
Thank you
in
so
county.
much. I
Thank you.
appreciate
The floor
that.
is yours.
Thank you, Supervisors, for having us here today and celebrating our Grand Jury Awareness Month. All of us are very thrilled to be here and accept this proclamation. And I would also like to mention that we are having our official ceremonies in front of the 1415 Truxton Avenue building, in front of the Liberty Bell, this Thursday at noon. And after the ceremonies, we will be having an open house in our grand jury quarters. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Can we get a quick picture?
Absolutely.
Do we have our, do we have our photographer? Right there. Yeah, pictures. You got it? Great.
Can we see you, Charlene? Get in front.
Judy, all you see is the back of people's heads.
They do to get by you. She's short.
Short people come in. Look at our photographer.
My back ain't that good.
1, 2, 3. Cheese. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Thank you all for being here today, but more importantly, thank you for what you all do each and every day. That takes us to item 5, which is public presentations. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons to address the board on any matter not on the agenda, but under the jurisdiction of the board. We can respond briefly, but it's not really a time for a lot of back and forth. And we try to keep our comments to 2 minutes. We do the best we can to do that. Is there anyone here that would like to make a public presentation? Who would like to go first?
Good morning, Chairman Couch, Board of Supervisors. My name is Tom Pavich. I am the Kern County Coordinator for the Election Integrity Project. And I'm here today. I was just in the building on my way to the elections office. And I wanted to show you what, in the real world, what dirty voter rolls look like. I have in my hand here a ballot envelope that was mailed to my farm, and it mailed to an employee who left the farm. I have a little farmhouse, and he left 9 months ago, and ballot showed up, and I'm here to deliver it to the elections office to let them know that this is undeliverable. I don't know if he submitted a change of address. That's not my responsibility, but as a responsible citizen and an honest citizen, I'm here to deliver this back to the elections office. There aren't not necessarily everybody might handle it this way. and some may give it back to the post office or the postman. Some may leave it in their apartment or their house, and which is an invitation for fraud. And we know it takes place. We've heard anecdotally that this is a $20 bill. Some say it's worth $40 out on the open market. But as a private citizen, I don't have the authority to do anything about that, but law enforcement does. And I would encourage the Board of Supervisors to have conversations with the District Attorney Zimmer, with the Sheriff Youngblood to look into this matter, because not only is it unfair to the citizens and those that are running for office, and some may say, well, it's not enough to change an election, Tom. Tell that to David Shepard. And we have 10, 15,000 of these that come back. Not only that, these pamphlets are set out. This is a lot of money, one in English, one in Spanish. This is a waste of taxpayer funds. And with that, I will close. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, I know probably several of you were here to speak on elections. Ms. Espinoza let me know that she could not be here this morning. She will be here this afternoon at 2 p.m. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Robles.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, supervisors. My name is Ralph Robles, R-O-B-L-E-S, and I am a veteran. To the Kern County Board of Supervisors from the Kern County Concerned Voters Committee. We are going to provide more factual evidence to prove that Kern County's election system is completely unreliable. First, we want to thank Supervisors David Couch and Philip Peters for not voting for Dominion's 3-year contract with Kern County. Recently, Mr. Couch expressed concern that Kern's failure to purge the Kern's voter rolls from all dead voters and voters who have changed their residence could result in a lawsuit for not following the National Voter Registration Act of 1993, 52 U.S.C., subsection 20507. Today's information is directed to the board members, Jeff Flores, Zach Scribner, and Leticia Perez. Now we begin with our evidence. The Dominion vote counting system we now use in Kern County illegally allows Sacramento Election Department the ability to calculate who wins and who loses our elections. It is done by machine counting the ballots in secret and electronically bypassing Kern's election personnel. This breaks Article 2 of the Voting Initiative and Referendum and recalls Section 2.5 in California's state constitution.
Thank you.
Morning, Ron Barger, B-A-R-G-E-R. It is important for everyone to know that Dominion, as Kern's vendor, has the right to require restrictions in their contract. This is not against the law, but it is up to Kern County Council to advise the Board of Supervisors not to sign a contract until corrections to the unfair restrictions are made. Also, we are not saying Dominion is not correctly counting the ballots, but at the same time, Kern election employees have no proof that Dominion's vote totals are correct. 2 letters were publicly handed to each board member and read, and the video recorded for the record at 2 scheduled public board meetings. The Kern County Board of Supervisors has never refuted any of the factual evidence presented to them, but have remained completely silent. On page 7 of 10, it is attached the contact between Kern and Dominion in section 13.1 and 13.2 under confidential information. Kern County is prohibited to know the confidential within the Dominion's organization. Section 13.3 states if Kern County somehow finds out the software source code and password, they cannot share these with anyone, including other counties.
Good morning. Andrew Hensel, Hensel. Section 13.4 states both Dominion and Kern can legally, quote, defend the confidentiality of its confidential information, unquote, from each other. Now you can understand why the Kern Election Department employees cannot observe how votes are being counted, because they are contractually restricted. Fact, the California Secretary of State illegally broke the chain of custody law, Cal Code Regulations Title 2, subsection 201118, that requires current election employees to have continual observation of voter ballots during elections. The Secretary of State has allowed Kern County's ballots to be counted in secret. The contract between Dominion and Kern is vaguely written and composed with the purpose of restricting Kern from having the 4 required items needed for fair and honest elections. Since Dominion restricts these 4 items in their contract, our County Board of Supervisors need to request these directly from the Secretary of State, who has these 4 items.
Thank you.
Good morning, Board. My name is Glenn Clayton, Clayton. Thank you for this opportunity. These 4 required items, as my colleague talked about, we believe are required for a fair and honest election. We ask you to please request these directly from our California Secretary of State. Number 1, in the signed contract between Dominion Voting Systems and Kern County, the contract has not permitted our county to have the software, source code, and associated documentation. Without it, the votes are being counted in secret, which results in Kern County also breaking the California chain of custody law for not fully maintaining continual control of voters' ballots. Number 2, Kern employees are not allowed the password to get into their own voting system. Number 3, the county employees are not given the keys to get into Kern's election equipment to see if they have the components allowing them to be attached to the internet. Why is this important? Well, outsiders have the capacity to hack into Kern's voting system and change the vote totals. And number 4, the Dominion election system is a very complex software system, and if the Kern employees were somehow able to get the password in the software security code without intense training from Dominion, they would have a hard time detecting the votes that are being tabulated correctly, or if someone is illegally changing the totals. So in Kern's signed contracts with Dominion, under Section 4, quote, Dominion's responsibilities, close quotes, it does not allow for this training. So once again, in summary, we ask for the software, source code, and associated documentation, number 1. Number 2, the password to get into the voting system. Number 3, keys to get into Kern's election equipment. And number 4, intensive training. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bill Fallgetter. That's Fallgatter. So here we are. We're going to suggest to you folks, supervisors, a simple plan of action. The only thing our voters committee wants the Kern County Board of Supervisors to do is to request today the 4 required items from the California Secretary of State. If she does not provide these requested 4 items by February the 27th, 2 weeks from now, Kern County will then be forced to prepare for hand counting of ballots for our upcoming election. Because the hand counting of ballots was illegally banned, the California Constitution will still legally let Kern County use the hand-counted method of counting ballots. Amy Espinoza, the head of the Kern Election Department, stated she is responsible for increasing the term of Kern's contract with Dominion from a 1 year to a 3 years contract, when in reality, only 1 year of the 3 years has an election. It costs the taxpayers $750,000 for a 3-year contract, when we only need to pay $250,000 for a 1-year contract, saving the taxpayers $500,000. Where was the Kern County Council's advice to the board on this 3-year contract decision? Amy Espinoza won the election for the head of the election department by 1% of the votes. But can she produce any information proving that she actually won? Transparency, integrity, that's what we're talking about. It's good for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Folger.
Good morning. My name is John Harding, Harding, and I have previously passed out some information to the board to follow in this presentation. Let us now review the official Kern County election results of June 7th, 2022 gubernatorial primary election statistics. If everyone can turn to page 4 and go to the last race on the page for Judge Superior Court Office number 6, the thing that is important to understand is that this was an uncontested election. Only one person was on the ballot and received 86,959 votes. On the top of page 5, it shows another judge position at the Superior Court Office number 10. His vote total was 83,960. There was a 2,999 vote difference between judge position number 6 and judge position number 10. This would mean that 2,999 of the 86,959 voters left the ballot voting box for judge number 10 blank or empty. Also on page 5 was the race for district attorney. You will find she got total votes of 89,717 votes. And then on the same page, you can go to County Superintendent of Schools, and you will see he got a total vote of 82,389, a total difference of 7,328. In a non-contested race, would 7,328 voters not mark their ballot for the only person running for the Superintendent of Schools? Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and Board. Dennis McLean, MC, capital Lean.
Good morning.
Just above the district attorney's race on page 5, we have the race for auditor, controller, county clerk, which includes the election department. This was a multiple candidates race. Amy Espinoza got 50,909 votes, and Mark McKenzie received 49,974. Espinoza only won by 1% of the total votes. The vote total was 100,884. Now compare this with the district attorney's race showing 89,717 voters. The difference was 11,167 votes. Why are there more votes than voters? Where did these votes come from? On page 4, 5, and 6, there were 6 uncontested races, all with a sizable different totals. We feel the major reason for this to happen was Kern's voting counting scanners and software were malfunctioning on election day. Now go to page 1. We have 2 races with multiple candidates running. The totals on this page show 11,337 and 110,319, closely matched vote totals. On page 2 and 3, with multiple candidate races, the totals were all around 107,000 to 108,000, matching vote totals. On page 5, the totals were 100,000 to 101,000. Why are all these votes higher than the number of voters? Or why does the number of voters drastically change for each race? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McLean.
Good morning, Board. Good morning, Chairman. My name is Charles Shin. I'm a retired Marine. Why were the average uncontested totals approximately 20,000 votes lower than the multiple candidate totals when there is the same number of voters voting for each of these different races? The answer to this question is directed to Sacramento. Who counts and who decides who wins or who loses our Kern elections? It is time that Kern County take back our election counting from Sacramento. So with this mountain of evidence, we do expect Jeff Flores, Zach Scrivener, and Leticia Perez will approve asking for the 4 required items our election department needs from the California Secretary of State. And this request must be made today. We are sure the board members, David Couch and Philip Peters, will also agree. Our committee will await today until the board has made up their mind if they want fair and honest elections. Judicial Watch will be contacted if a decision is not made today. Question: since Kern County's vote totals cannot be trusted, can a candidate who loses their election sue Kern County for their campaign costs incurred? And just to correlate a little bit what we're talking about, when the ballots come in and the ballots are stacked and the ballots are manipulated and run through tabulators, that's not exactly keeping your eye on the vote total, because the vote totals are turned into digits in these Dominion machines. The votes are actually separated from the paper, and only when you take the digit count and match that up with the total vote count can you determine that they truly correlate with each other. So that's something important to think about. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Shin.
My name is Jess Sanders. Some of the stuff that they brought up, I just going to chime in on, because last year in Philip Peters' area, our boxes on Jewetta were getting hit on a regular basis. So one morning I happened to see somebody. I took chase, and to the point that he dropped a bag which contained 15 ballots. I went to the doors to return those ballots, and I handed them in person. 3 of them refused because they hadn't lived there in 3 years, those people. So, and then several months later, after the vote, behind my apartments, we have a lot of illegal dumping, and there was a paper bag tossed in the dumpster that was had approximately 30 ballots in it, and then had some liquids of some sort dumped on it, so I didn't mess with them, but they just collected more than they could sell, I suppose. And then that brings me to my next session. I have reported several times to the code enforcement with pictures and license plates numbers, and they tell me they can't do anything about the illegal dumping. However, because they don't have the time for it, but they will come by and post a ticket. They have time to say, hey, your dumpster's full. And I'm thinking, you know what, you're not doing your job. I need to take this off my taxes. Then, to add insult to injury, they come along and raise our landfill fees. I wish y'all would do something about it.
Do you have a specific location that you could provide to Mr. Service over there?
Yes.
Does it exist today, the condition of the dumping?
Not today. I haven't been by there this morning, but it exists probably 3 times a month, where they'll fill up 3 dumpsters, and what they don't have room for just goes out in the alley.
Well, we should be able to do something about that. So please, if you could give your contact information to Mr. Zervis, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Supervisor Perez.
Sir, your story is so compelling and stunning. Did you have a phone on you? Did you take pictures
Of what?
of the ballots that you saw discarded in the back?
No.
You said some liquid was on them.
There
You didn't
was-
have a phone with you to take pictures.
At that point, all I wanted to do was barf because of what they had thrown on it. No, I didn't.
But you didn't think to take a picture.
I didn't. 'Cause-
Did you have a phone on you with the camera?
Well, it was in the car. I was in work clothes, man.
Okay, got it. I appreciate it very much.
We're still on public statements. Are there any other public statements this morning? Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. Glad to be here. My name is Pamela Reese, R-E-E-C-E. This is in regards to the Big Four for the Dominion voting machines. We've been providing valuable insights and information to this board regarding the Dominion voting machines, and we wonder why you may not be taking action, and demand from the California Secretary of State, Dr. Weber, for these four important items: the software source code, the passwords, the keys, and the accessible support for training. You know, this morning I called the Secretary of State. She wasn't in, but I spoke with one of her clerks and asked why Kern County solely doesn't have access to these four items. And the person said, you know, that's a good question. And so he gave me a phone number, and I'd like to give it to you as well. The number is 916-653-7244, and you can ask them yourself. I don't know the name of the department, forgive me, but it would be a good follow-up because Kern County should be at the top of everything. We shouldn't be left out of anything, especially when it comes to our voting and the elections. So I like to think you would have a lot of influence with your request and or demand to the Secretary of State for the voters in Kern County.
Tell me again, this conversation, you asked them a question and they just gave you a phone number, but they didn't tell you what agency, department, or whoever
I failed to write.
But they didn't offer it either. They didn't say.
You know, they transferred me, actually.
Oh, okay.
But it was at the Secretary of State.
You originally called the Secretary of State. Okay.
Yes, sir. And it was within the department.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public statements this morning? I thought that was another public statement, sorry. Seeing no other public statements, I'm going to move to board member announcements and reports. But I'm going to ask, is there any issue with us just making this request to the Secretary of State? They may not answer. They may say, go fly a kite, whatever, but.
Chairman Couch, we've made that request and we've had conversations and previously provided information to Mr. McLean, at least in October, related directly to these four items. But my office is happy to contact the phone number that the last speaker provided and follow up yet again.
So that was the memo you provided us a few months ago? I don't know how long ago it was.
Well, the letter,
Could be longer than that.
yeah, on October 5th, we sent a letter to Mr. McLean addressing those four items, and
I'm sure you provided that to us, but we get an awful lot of paper. Can you provide it to us again?
I most certainly can.
All right, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's go to item 7, which is board member announcements and reports. Anything? I have one referral I want to make. I met yesterday with some very nice people, very nice gentlemen that are with the National Ski and now Bike Patrol, and they are a volunteer organization, and they would like to provide some sort of bike patrol that does. They administer first aid. They'll help you if you've got a flat or you've got an issue with your bike, mechanical issue. Purely a volunteer basis. They're working with the city of Bakersfield right now to start this on the bike path Kern River bike path. Part of that is in the unincorporated area, so I want to pass along this information. Maybe we can work with them and the city to come up with a volunteer program that, such as they describe.
Chairman Couch, I will reach out to them, get the information, and report back to the board.
Okay, I appreciate that. And as I mentioned when we were right before we did the flag salute, Steve Schilling, many of you know him, passed away over the weekend. I once had lunch with him and Bill Thomas. Man, that was an interesting experience. Hearing about all the local political history from those two guys, it was amazing. But I'd like to adjourn today's morning session in his memory, and we can provide that letter that we do to his family as well. For those of you that don't know, Steve, I think, started Clinica Sierra Vista and grew that from nothing, and touched a lot of people's lives for the better. So he'll be missed. That takes us to item 8, which is under Aging and Adult Services. It's a presentation on accessible hazard alert system to provide emergency alert messaging to the hearing impaired and persons with disabilities. Morning, Mr. Oliver.
Good morning, Chairman Couch, members of the board. My name is Jeremy Oliver, your Director for Aging and Adult Services, and I'm joined today by Kern County Fire Department's Office of Emergency Services Assistant Manager, Jolene Murillo, as we bring forward the information regarding the DeafLink's Accessible Hazard Alert System, AHAS. We've been trying to figure out the best way of really pronouncing AHAS, AHA maybe, as we will go, but we'll take suggestions as we move along. Your board is already probably aware with regards to the Kern County Fire's Office of Emergency Services responsibilities and duties, but they coordinate and notify all agencies with regards to large-scale emergency events, manage the Emergency Operations Center, maintain the county's multi-jurisdiction hazard mitigation plan, develop and provide trainings for the Kern County's alert warning plan, and ensure the alert and warning program is successful in reaching the whole community. Aging and Adult Services acts as the access and functional needs lead. And what that means is we are ensuring basically persons with potential physical, developmental, intellectual disabilities, chronic conditions or injuries, limited English proficiency, older adults, children, low-income homeless, transportation challenged, and pregnant women are all being represented. At the core of access and functional needs is the responsibility, and it's both federal and state requirements that we also have access and functional needs requirements across the board to ensure that basically everybody has an opportunity to be informed as disaster events occur and that nobody is left behind. So it's very important that we have this opportunity to share with regards to the estimates of the county's populations. 1 in 10 persons suffer from some sort of a hearing loss. The Bakersfield Greater Los Angeles Deaf Community Organization estimates that there are a few thousand deaf people within Kern County. There are over 160,000 persons 60 years of age or older, and according to some estimates, about 39% of the county is Spanish-speaking specifically. So I'm happy to turn this over to Jolene to explain a little bit more about what DeafLink is and what it will provide.
Good morning. So a partnership with DeafLink has allowed Kern County to expand its capability of communicating with some of our most vulnerable populations during times of large-scale emergencies or major disasters. Many of these constituents have had to depend on other sources to receive the critical information from first responders on how to best keep safe during these times. Those that are deaf, blind, hard of hearing, or are deaf-blind, and those that have a primary language of Spanish will benefit from the Accessible Hazard Alert System, as emergency notifications to the public will now be available in American Sign Language and be translated by a certified Spanish translator. Providing situational awareness to the whole community can further enhance their knowledge of current emergency situations, allowing them to make the decisions they see best for themselves. Specifically, DeafLink provides the Accessible Hazard Alert System to registered users of Ready Kern, provides protective actions such as sheltering in place during hazardous material incidents, or evacuation warnings or orders to those that are being affected by a wildfire, in particular within the Kern River Valley. Messages that have been interpreted in ASL will have an English voiceover and text being displayed below the video. DeafLink also provides an audio file of the message translated into Spanish with the text displayed below that. ASL messages are Braille reader accessible and are available on video-capable devices. Lastly, DefLink provides ASL and Spanish versions for weather alerts that originate from the National Weather Service Hanford. These messages are displayed on the Kern County DefLink website and not sent through the Ready Kern emergency notification system. When a Ready Kern message is requested to alert or warn the public of an impending or occurring emergency, 2 links will be provided at the top of the message that indicates ASL or Spanish versions of the message. When selected, the user is taken directly to the Kern County DefLink website where the message will be ready within a 15-minute time frame. The user will be requested to refresh their browser until the message can be displayed. During the 15-minute time frame, our partners at DefLink have already received the bulk text of the Ready Kern message and have immediately begun to interpret and translate the message. All registered users of the Ready Kern system will have access to the links. They are provided in every Ready Kern message that is distributed. This is a snapshot of the Kern County DefLink website that's been created. 6 tabs are shown providing general information of the DefLink system, current or active alerts, a library of preparedness videos, answers to frequently asked questions, a place to contact us with questions, as well as where to sign up. All information that is provided within each tab has been interpreted into ASL with a correlating video. The library of preparedness videos have been widely used over the course of time within Kern County, as they include some local firefighters, public health representatives, and the sheriff. The information that is provided on the English side of the website is translated into Spanish and is readily available when selecting in Spanish to the top right of the screen. We took a previous evacuation order that was sent to the area of McFarland during the March 2023 storms and had it interpreted so that it can be seen in real time of what the ASL version would look like. You will notice that it is the exact message of the Ready Kern that was sent out with complete interpretation. As mentioned before, the Spanish version of the message will be an audio clip with the text verbiage below without a correlating video. The Spanish version alerts can be accessed when selecting in Spanish on the top right-hand corner of the website.
If you live or work in or near the East McFarland area, please pay close attention to this message. A water flow has become a threat to areas near East McFarland. An evacuation order is in effect for residents that live from Elmo Highway South to East Sherwood Avenue, between San Lucas Street West to Highway 99. This is a lawful order to leave now and seek shelter away from the area. The area is lawfully closed to public access. An evacuation order will likely be the last order given. An evacuation center has been set up at Horizon Elementary School, 800 Garzoli Avenue, McFarland, California, 93250. It is advised that you should also monitor your local media for updated information. Evacuation transportation assistance for those residents with physical limitations will be offered until 10 p.m. If you require evacuation assistance, please call the Aging and Adult Services Hotline at 1-855-264-6565 before 10 p.m. We cannot guarantee assistance will be offered after that time. If you have an emergency, call 911. If you have any questions about the content of this message, please contact Kern County Information and Referral Service at 211. Thank you. End of alert.
So in summary, we just wanted to conclude DefLink is a new tool to keep our residents informed of disasters. You can register at readykern.com, or if anybody needs assistance, they can contact Aging Adult Services, the Independent Living Center, or even 211, and we will help people sign up for this program. Additionally, our Office of Emergency Services staff will be in the lobby a little bit longer after this meeting to be available to answer any additional questions that folks may have. And of course, we wanted to thank you, this board and the CEO's office, for allowing us to bring forward this information and keeping this service available for our valued customers and clients within the County of Kern. We're available for any additional questions you may have.
Thank you for the presentation. Supervisor Flores, would you like to ask your question now, or you want to go to the public first? Okay.
Actually, that was from earlier. I just wanted to thank you for your referral on the bike patrol.
Gotcha.
I think that's very much appreciated and encouraged, so thank you.
Sorry, I didn't see it then. Okay, is there anyone here who would like to make a comment on this item? Seeing none, the recommended action is just to hear the presentation, so thank you for that. There's no action needed. I think that takes us to the end of our morning agenda, and I'd like a motion to adjourn in honor of Mr. Steve Schilling.
So moved.
Thank you. Without objection, we're adjourned.